All right, it's day 2. So we made quarantine with our 819 yesterday. We're in second place in Heavy Street between Allen Whitaker. And so that gets us quarantine lane. So we got ready. They did call slick tires. So up here, I mean, we're right behind Alex Taylor. Get up there. And Aiden made some changes to it based on what he thinks, right?
Think so.
So we'll see what happens. Like there's a little bump. There's a little bump where it pulls the engine down when the converter starts to flash a little bit. So he added a little power there and then took it away right after to try and keep us from spinning the tire too much. So we'll see if Aiden's predictions are right. We did take the weight out of the back, so we are 200 pounds lighter. So seeing what it does. I mean, with quarantine lane, the good thing is we can get some extra hits today coming out of quarantine. Like, we literally want to stay in quarantine because that gives you the fast pass to be able to come up and make extra passes if you're top 3 in those classes, faster than 849 and faster. So we want to stay there. Well, we're going to stay there just because we want to be running that fast, but we also want to stay there because membership has its privileges.
Needs more concrete?
Oh no, we took the concrete out that time.
Yeah, I know.
And we gave him more power at the hit. And we lowered tire pressure. So we did a lot of shit and it didn't work. But, so taking more power off at the hit. I'm debating whether we need to put the concrete back in or not, but.
That Volkswagen in front of us, we believe, put oil down, and they were checking the track, but when she hit that spot down there, it shot her left, and she lifted through the chutes, got it straightened up, but she thought she kicked oil out. Obviously not. It was, but I just talked to the girl with the Volkswagen, she said their pan had oil in it, but it obviously got out of the pan and on the track.
So today was really interesting. I didn't sleep last night and I didn't really get much coffee this morning. So I decided instead for a wake-up call, I would go with a side of sideways with another side of oil. I went out, had a great 60 foot, 113, like the car was on track to make probably a 680 pass. And I got probably, I think it was 180 miles an hour, and it kicked the car, the back of the car, like jerked out from under me. And then it wasn't like a drivable jerk. It jerked it, kicked it the other way. I got out, I don't know what I did, I was driving. And then through the chutes, got it straightened out, and I pulled over because it felt like oil under the back tire. And I asked the track guy, I was like, did I drop oil? He goes, is there oil under the car? I said, no. And he said, well, I don't know yet. Turns out they ended up cleaning the track up. There was a bug before me that put oil on the track, and I guess they didn't catch it. The 55 found it. Everything worked out. I turned around, got back in line. The lanes were still open. made another pass, got a 693 at 209 versus the 709 that we had going sideways, basically. So we're happy. We wanted a 6, and that'll keep us at the second place in our class for now, we believe. And got to make it to the end of the week, so no reason to keep pushing it today.
Mike with the Orange 63 Nova. We're running in Super Street again this year. We come over 2 weeks ago. The main goal was to do a license upgrade so we could run faster than 750. So last year in sick week we had a cylinder head problem with a porous exhaust port. So I ordered a new set of heads for this year, and then basically arrived 2 weeks ago, pulled the cylinder heads out of the box, and they'd sent us dry deck ones instead of wet deck ones. So we went into a bit of a spin, but anyway, we managed to find someone who could repair our old heads. So we still have the old heads on that are repaired, and then so that sort of put us a little bit behind, and we were going to come here and test at Bradenton here at the NHRA points race, but obviously we missed that. So the next best thing was wait and test at Orlando. So managed to get the car all together. Went testing Wednesday Orlando. Second pass went sort of 7:48. And thought, should be able to get my license, just need to do like 2-3 passes faster than 750. Anyway, it sort of went a little bit haywire, but we ended up getting it done in the end, so it took us 5 passes, but ended up with like a 7:31, 188. So happy with that, pushed it back in the trailer, don't touch it before, and just left it, didn't test on the Sunday at sick week. Rolled it out Monday, went 7:45, 189, so PB mile an hour, but basically by the end of the track it was a smouldering mess, so ended up splitting the transcooler on the boot right before the cooler. We had a little bit of a rocket cover leak, and also got a flat tire in the braking area. So by the time we got to the end of the track, we had smoke from the front, smoke from the back, and the car had a little bit of a lean. So
When you say boot, you mean trunk?
in the trunk, sorry. So bonnet, trunk, boot,
Fender
hood.
guard?
Yeah, whatever. We'll slowly get used to the American terminology, but bear with us while we're learning. So sort of managed to get it patched up at the end of the track. Luckily had a spare tyre, changed some fittings around, got it back to the pits, and here on Tuesday morning, so go for another rip. We're at a good track, Bradenton, so get on the plus key a little bit and see how we go. From yesterday, 7:45, I was like, I sort of just want to, like, the smart thing to do is just run around there, but I added 1 degree timing in the ramp and 1 more pound of boost off the start line, because I was like, we're going to Bradenton. Bradenton's a good track. We'll see what we can sort of do. And there, 100 feet out, got into a wheelie and managed to pedal, get out of it. And then as the air come under the bonnet, I could sort of see it sort of move or like bow up during the wheelie from the air getting under it, and then sort of continue. The next thing you know, rip half the guard in half, bonnet gone. So bonnet was still attached to the guard, still attached to half the front end, but it is what it is really. So try and patch it up and run with no bonnet.
So you mean hood and fender?
Yeah, hood and fender, sorry, not boot and guard, bonnet and guard, but I don't know, I'll get used to the US lingo soon enough. But
So what happens now?
so we're just going to do our normal job of turning the car around to get on the street, and then we'll basically patch the front end onto the car just so we can drive, and try and drive as far as we can, and then maybe pull into, say, KSR or the hotel. We'll stop off at O'Reilly's, get some fiberglass resin, a whole bunch of duct tape, and see how we go. But we should be able to patch the front end together and run with no bonnet. So
How good are you, fiberglass?
terrible. It's bodywork is anything else except bodywork, no problem. But I guess that's why we come, for the adventure and to learn.
They were eating cold wieners. These people were eating cold wieners all day yesterday. They're like, just give it to me cold, I don't care. It needs like at least 80 RPM on that wheel for 15 minutes. There's a science to it. And these people are disregarding science when it comes to wieners.
Rick is all about the wieners.
Yeah.
All about the wieners.
Yeah.
But Jackie's handling them, so,
Yeah.
you know.
Could I please have an ice cream sandwich?
Absolutely, absolutely. This is a special reserve. It's a Neapolitan. Strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate.
Thank you.
Because
sir.
you're special and we love you.
I mean, it literally just went up in smoke. What happened?
I hoped for the best, and the best didn't happen, and that's it. So by the third time, they at least get a pass in case for some reason I got to turn it in. Now that they prep for radio, there's going to be a lot more glue down there. So at the same point, we don't even know how much we should change because the track's going to change.
Yeah.
How come you're giving him better content than you give me?
So
Is it because he's a kid?
Good luck, Tom.
you're a kid at heart, Ricky.
Yeah, I am. You're breaking my heart over here, kid. It's interesting out there. You almost want to be out of the regular groove out there, right?
Well, and that's what I almost did. I mean, the one time when I backed up to realign to get better, like I seriously thought about moving all the way over and like straddling the center and the right. But then what I was concerned with is it looked a lot stickier to the right than in the middle. So then I was worried about not having an equal patch. But part of me wishes I would have done it. Moved one way or the other completely, because I mean I was looking at raw concrete there and I'm like, don't know if it's going to stick or not stick. But then we don't know how much we should do or not do, because I mean after right now they're prepping for radials, and then once the track comes back to us later this afternoon when we can go again, I mean it's going to be a completely different track. So what do? You can't go tuned to go right back up there on that, because you're getting a completely different look. So I don't know. I mean, it might be a case that we leave it alone. I don't, and wait for the track to change.
mad. I don't understand. It keeps sneezing out there. I don't know why. Something happened. We can't put our finger on it. But if I can't figure it out, I'm not leaving here until it goes fast. If it don't go fast, I won't leave here.
Hey, dude. That's so much power taken out of it.
Don't know. We just cannot leave the starting line, and I mean that was a lot of timing out of it, and the weight back in it just to try and do like a pass to save ourselves. And the tire just rode right over itself. So I don't know if we have time to switch tires or not, but we got to address something.
We went up there the first hit and it didn't even move and just went up like a top fuel car, but I let off right away. Second run, we went up there and it moved a little bit, started to shake, rode it a little bit, and then had to pedal it, and went a 67 at 221. So we're probably good with that. I'm getting it ready to leave or ready to run. I don't know. We're probably leaving. I'm leaning towards leaving. You run, you got another 2 hours of prep and shit to get it to go, so I'm probably gonna leave. But yeah, so far we're happy with that, especially since everybody else is having more troubles than we are. So
yeah, so the green Mustangs ran quicker than you, and everyone else is really struggling.
Yeah, he went right down, man. It was fast, and then yeah, everybody else is had issues. So
Oh crap! I just lost my shoe.
Yesterday was a good day. We did a good hit, and then on the transportation, the only problem we had was the brakes. We lost the brakes on A1A, so it was good because it was a lane to the left, so we could just steer out in the middle of the traffic. And if the lane wouldn't be there, like in the section before, and the other section we have would crash the car. So.
What was the issue with it?
So we were starting to check it out. Then we took the hood out and the front end off, and then we started messing around with we had I don't know the name of it. So we figured that the oil was too hot. So we were chatting a little bit and we were going. And then we hit dead raccoons, so it started to smell roadkill in the car. So that was no biggie. So just small problems yesterday.
the track is tricky. We're not the only ones struggling. So I broke my computer screen this morning, and it's a touch screen, so the computer doesn't work because it thinks it's touching. So I don't have my logs or anything. I just have what's in the ECU. So I don't have my old data to go off either. So it makes it more challenging tuning it. But well, luckily Magnus had a computer with him, so at least we can hook up to the ECU. But yeah, not ideal. I want to get up on the tire, and then you need to kind of catch it. So the hit was decent, but just after the hit, basically, I need to catch it. And then I hope we can get out when it's better prep. If we get out with a quarantine session, if they just sprayed it and drag it, I think it's gonna be, hopefully it's gonna be good.
Going down the road last night about 4 in the morning, looked like some bolts come loose, and we had a caliper try to exit the chat. So if you ever want any custom weld racing wheels, I'm your guy. I can chew up the inside of them. Oh, it's the other side. She swapped them on us. Those look good. So we've remanufactured the bead lock by using a caliper. So good caliper mount. Kentucky Love, couple teeth missing, you know. So Doug Cook's awesome. I text TBM brakes. Doug personally brought them off to the track, met me out here, sold me a set of rear brakes. Front ones I don't have time to change, but it's just quality parts made in the United States, and when the owner comes out and backs it up and watch you put it on the car to make sure you do it right, you know you got a good company behind you. So.
We can't get out of our own frickin' way. There's some answer. We just haven't found it yet. Just trying to get anything that'll frickin' leave and then just frickin' drive it down the track. But
here at Bradenton again. We hope that this track would be way better than Orlando, but we was mistaken. Not for the track prep. We hoped that our issues was in the track prep at Orlando, but it didn't. It just shook the tires in the first test. Hard right. Almost hit the Christmas tree. No, it didn't, but it felt so. So we just went around. Maybe we had some water on the tire. We just figured it out. It was really odd. We just checked everything, nothing loose. Went around, it shook the tires, but it went straight. And I just had a feeling these tires, I called Eric Yost, he called this guy. I said, these tires are Pro Stock cars, they have slip clutches. Just swap them out. It takes 20 minutes. It was like 2 hours of odor. Yeah, after 2 hours we did this test run, and it went super smooth again. Nothing like a tire shake, just A2B 652, my second best in my career. So going for it again for a fourth run, putting in some more boost, more power to it, see if we can make a personal best.
we're taking bets. Will it go left or will it go right?
Yeah, it was going left or going right. I didn't know before. It was shaking. It started to shake off the line. It started to shake after the 60 foot. It started to shaking after the 1.8. It was terrible. We gained some air pressure in them and they was shaking it a lot less. But when we came here, it was just shaking off the starting line again. I see others have trouble, so maybe it's the starting line for the big tires. But with the new Hoosiers, it was just straight and smooth.
Well, good luck on this next one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All we need to do is go down the damn track.
It does sound like it's here.
Yeah, valve trainish.
Well, yeah, valve trainish. It could be that, but
get the
If only you could fix stuff with a camera. Matt, why don't you figure out how you could do that? That'd be cool.
I can give you a colonoscopy.
With a microphone? Just to hear what my butt sounds like? Yeah.
You gotta pay extra for that.
I'm not helping on that deal. You're on your own.
What's the latest problem, Alan?
Me, right here. Follow me closely. I'll show you the problem. Right there, right here is the problem. That foot. That's the problem with Greenie. I break shit, but I'm good at it. Size number 11. I think when it took that piston out, and Steve's been over here and looked at it, what happens is we got this great thing in America called let's send all of our jobs elsewhere. So we get all of our spark plugs that are junk. So when they start making boost, under boost, it will lift the electrode up on the spark plug and extinguish the flame. The methanol comes down around the rings and has little miniature detonation explosion which cracks the piston or runs around by the wrist pin and blows it out, and you have detrimental damage. I believe, in my speculation, that it's probably hurt another piston and cracked it. We've got a little noise in the engine and the oil don't look real happy, so there's no reason pulling the lifters or trying to clean anything up. Steve's busy enough and I don't need to create him any more work. I told him I'd yank the engine out, bring it back up there, and we'll freshen it up, and I can help him work on his car too. And I think Donna and I is going to go watch some drag racing and go to the beach. And then talk to my right foot. It keeps breaking things.
Can you see if you can help him get the converter in?
Let me see.
But I think you're almost.
We're pretty much forward, yeah.
Keep going?
Yep.
Stop.
I think he hit something solid.
Put that screwdriver in there.
What? Oh. The back one will go in.
Okay. Last night when we were driving down the road, we could smell some tranny fluid. Then we stopped at the gas station and it was everywhere underneath the car. We thought it was just a vent. Well, then we figured maybe it was just the line because one of the lines looked like it got hot. So we made new lines this morning, fired it back up, and it was leaking. Then we pulled the transmission out, changed some stuff on that, and then put it back in and realized it was still leaking, pulled it back out, and the snout was broke off the converter. Or cracked around it and cracked in some other spots. So then we borrowed a torque converter from Lutz, and now we're game on again.
Yeah, how was that last pass?
It was a 750 something, so we're gonna go again. We don't want those. We want a 6 this week. We've been waiting for it for 2 years, so.
Well, it took you all day yesterday and you got, what was it, 7-1 something?
7-11, yeah.
7-11, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So that was worth waiting, I guess, because we had a bad pass the first one, and then when they did the all run, right away we were the first ones up, and it was like the radial prep. So it just stuck the tire and then unloaded the car. It didn't like it. So we went around and did it again, and after about 30, 40 cars, then it was good. And it was cooler out. And maybe that's what it'll be again today, is wait till it's cool and drive again at night.
So you're only going to go for one more today?
As many as it takes.
Why don't you get in the line now?
We were gonna.
Never been so happy for an 858.
That's something you can hand in? That ain't what I wanted to hand in. I don't know if I'll hand that in. So day 2, sick week 2024. We're here in Bradenton, Florida. And let me tell you, my trip went well last night, but today we totally sucked. Yesterday we stayed in Orlando and made extra passes after the 6:15 at 2:47. Apparently we blew an intake gasket. Did not catch that until right now. So Junior looked at the oil and goes, Dad, the oil never changed colors. When you run alcohol, the oil turns milky. With all that boost cramming down inside the motor instead of in the cylinders, it stays hot and burns the alcohol out of the oil. Jeffrey caught it. It's happened to us once before. We're going to put a new intake gasket on this and get to Gainesville and give everybody what they want to see.
And what time slip are you handing in today?
6 something. It was a high 6. The last run I went. I didn't even look at it. I was so mad.
like Dennis said, we didn't have a good mojo today. No, we didn't. From the first order at the hotel to here, some little shitty stuff. We broke Dennis' computer, stuff like all small stuff. Broke the wheelie bar. We didn't get the car down the track, and it felt like the whole rhythm of the day was wrong with when we came in too late and with the lanes and the prepping and everything. So felt bad, but that's racing, right? But we did everything we could to make it happen and pedal it this last hit to a 7-0 something. So we're not in the competition, but we're still there if the big boys maybe do a breakdown. But who want to win with a breakdown? That sucks, right? You want to be the fastest guy on the property. So feels pretty sad, but we're still here and the car ain't wrecked, so that's probably good.
All right, that's a wrap on day 2. So we were definitely on the struggle bus today with the Durango. I don't know if we made 6 or 7 passes. We did have the benefit of impound, so it took us like 6 laps. If we would have had the struggles today we had yesterday, we'd have been lucky to get 2 passes in yesterday. And I mean, we did finally get an 858, so we'll take that. A lot of people struggling today, a lot of people breaking stuff, like the carnage, like Alan Whitaker thinks he's got another hurt piston in there, so he wasn't able to make a pass today. The Porsche, they broke something, so not sure what that is. Jeff was struggling, Magnus was struggling, just everybody. I don't even know what did I don't even know what did Brian end up getting a good run in? I assume he must have.
Yeah, his second one was good.
Okay, so he was able to get out of there. Alex had a great run in there. Brett freaking screaming with a 620 or whatever in the Mustang. So I mean, a guy on a radial, we got big tires, supposed to be easier to get down the track, and he goes on a radial and goes 620 with it, and then leaves hours ago.
Dave and Cleetus didn't make it.
So yeah, Cleetus with the transmission. So Dave, not sure what happened with Dave's car, but Doc McIntyre, so he hurt, his converters broke or something. Like, I mean, literally, like, carnage is happening. So I mean, there is lots of stuff going on, and I mean, we got the drive today up through Tampa. We're going to Gainesville, so racing in Gainesville tomorrow. Always love that track. They've been there getting that track ready for us, so should be a good day racing tomorrow, and hopefully we get off the struggle bus and can make some licks with this. It is running great. Driving down the track every time. We ended up just going to Aiden lowered the launch RPM by 100, took 16 degrees out of the timing out of it, and we just drove it off the starting line down to an 858 just so that we could maintain, like I was talking earlier, under that 850 average. We're hopefully going to stay in the top 3 in our class, so we'll be back in quarantine, which we look at as an advantage. But that's it. I think it's 4 o'clock. Quarter after 4. I think racing wrapped up around 3:45 or something. So on to the road.
Got a broken brake line, so we got to try and cut and flare a brake line on the side of the road. That's sick week for you. There was a 90 here. The bracket was mounted this way and it went over towards the wheel. So what we're going to do is just cut it off and shorten it. Took the bracket off and we'll just bolt it down in a different place. So we can at least get us on the road. And when we get back home, we'll redo all the brake lines on it. But easy enough.